Thomas Demand is a well-known German artist who divides his time between Los Angeles and Berlin. He was born in 1964 and has become internationally acclaimed for making very interesting photographic works, and in the case of this exhibition at DHC, moving image works as well. He usually begins his process by identifying a photograph from the media, which has some kind of cultural or newsworthy or political significance even sometimes, and then recreating the two-dimensional photograph in a studio in three-dimensional form, one-to-one scale, very carefully by hand with paper and with cardboard, sometimes taking weeks to produce. He then carefully lights the sculpture, and the end result is a photographic work which is strangely connected to the originals. His work, therefore, makes an interesting contribution to the debates around photography, to the authenticity of the real, to debates around the indexical in photography and photography as evidence. On the second floor, we have a wonderful work called Escalator. Escalator shows the mechanics of its production in the room because it is projected on a 35mm looping system and shows an escalator, one going up and one going down, which are, of course, also loops. 24 images per second of film are needed to build this very real-looking situation. And like many of Thomas Demand's works, there is a gentle allusion to calamity or violence in the work, because in fact that is a recreation of a London crime scene where a gang of boys had attacked two men, killing one of them, throwing one of them into the Thames. On the third and fourth floor of the main building, we have the only photographic suite in the exhibition. The series is called Embassy, and it's a very intriguing work because Thomas Demand actually did some investigative journalism for this work. Our display consists of 8 photographs, all recreating the interior of the Embassy of Niger in Rome. This place, this very unassuming, modest place, was, however, at the center of a long and explosive narrative leading to the war and the American invasion of Iraq. On New Year's Eve 2001, there was a break-in where stationery was stolen in the embassy. Months later, this same stationery surfaced and circulated among certain journalists. It attested to the sale of vast amounts of uranium to Saddam Hussein's Iraq. But everybody who had seen this stationery with this bill of sale realized that these were very crude forgeries. The United States administration of the time, however, used these forged documents and these discredited forgeries as an excuse to nonetheless invade Iraq. Probably the most important work in the exhibition is the staggering work behind me called Pacific Sun from 2012. It's Thomas Demand's most ambitious project to date, and it recreates footage from a surveillance camera inside a cruise liner that was violently rocked in a storm in the South Pacific. This clip on YouTube was seen by millions of people, and Thomas recreates this, the panic of this scene with hundreds of objects in a studio in Los Angeles with the help of a dozen Hollywood animators who have to carefully map out the motion of hundreds of different objects of varying sizes and densities and weights that move to suggest the careening motion as these colossal waves hit the side of the boat. I hope you all get a chance to see this fantastic exhibition at DHC Art by one of the most important artists working today.